Part 36. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo she mo yet. Chapter 351. I am 90% sure that the man behind the scenes is not Zhang Bingrong. First, if he is the mastermind behind the scenes, it doesn't make sense that he wanted to kill you back then. We and Ruan Fengru didn't know that you were the homeless man back then, but the mastermind behind the scenes knew. What does this mean? He has known about you for a long time. Identity. If Zhang Bingrong knew that you were a homeless person, he should have eradicated it at that time. Shen Jingzi said, then have you ever thought about a possibility? The other party only knew about the relationship between you and me after I was found. Ren Ran was stunned. Shen Jingzi continued, when my family came to find me, I was unconscious at that time. I have tried all kinds of Chinese and Western medicine, but they are all useless. When people are desperate, they always place their hope on gods and Buddhas. Bai Xiangxi is famous in the imperial capital. The master, I have been there and asked. Even when I disappeared, I was asked about it. This kind of calculation of good or bad luck requires birth date and horoscope. The mastermind behind the scenes can set up such a formation, which shows that he has great magical powers in Taoism. Knowing your birth date and my birth date, it is not difficult for them to figure out our identity. Ren Ran was suddenly enlightened and said humbly, I didn't think enough about it. It's not a lack of consideration, it's just a lack of investigation into the reasons. Ren Ran nodded, indicating that he had taken note of it, and then continued, second, Zhang Bingrong is involved in the matter of Zhang Ziyu. We had guessed before that the other party gave up his car to save the commander. Before we took action, he should have killed Song Yunan. Save Zhang Ziyu, or drive Zhang Ziyu out of the Zhang family based on what happened before. At that time, it was reasonable to expel Zhang Ziyu from the Zhang family. Outsiders would not say anything, let alone raise any suspicion. Shen Jingzi nodded lightly and motioned for her to continue. Third, Zhang Bingrong's health is the best evidence. If there is a problem, there will be more or less rumors. If there is a problem with his health, Mrs. Zhang will not know about it. Zhang Bingrong should be the last layer of protection and the last puppet of the other party. He is the most suitable candidate to take the blame for him. The other party's use of the code name J is actually misleading everyone. Zhang Bingrong, the capital letter of Zhang is J. Zhang Bingrong is very suitable for being a puppet in terms of size and status, and it is easier for people to believe that he is the mastermind behind the scenes. Dad, what do you think? It is more likely that Zhang Bingrong is the one who was taken advantage of. Father and daughter have the same opinion. Next, keep an eye on Zhang Bingrong, follow the clues, and we will definitely find the mastermind behind the scenes. Ren Ran was a little excited, but also a little nervous. If Mrs. Zhang hadn't accidentally taken the photo, the fate of the 5 pairs of people would have been different. Perhaps, they haven't locked onto Zhang Bingrong so quickly, and it's not that easy to find the mastermind behind the scenes. Regarding Zhang Bingrong's affairs, neither father nor daughter let anyone else know. The fewer people who know about this, the better. Shen Jingzi was not so optimistic. The premise is that Zhang Bingrong does not tell the other party about the leak in the study. Only in this way can the mastermind behind the scenes be caught off guard. If Zhang Bingrong had said it, with the caution of the mastermind behind the scenes, it might not be that easy. When he returned home, Shen Jingzi took Ren Ran to the 3rd floor. At this time, there were several doctors in white coats standing in the room. This room was a medical room specially created for the convenience of treating Shen Jingzi. Dad, what is this? The GPS on the earrings is not safe. We are going to implant this thing into your arm. We will take it out after the mastermind behind it is caught. Didn't the Taoist priest say that there is a substitute? She and Zhang Ziyu didn't switch successfully at all, so it would be useless to catch her. Don't be afraid of 10,000, just be afraid of the unexpected. Your destiny is very good, and the other party may use other insidious means to obtain it. To be on the safe side, keep a backup plan, just in case. Ren Ran nodded, where's Luoli? Already done. Dad, I want to install one on Song Yunan. I think sending someone to keep an eye on them will easily expose the secret. Once the other party is aware of it, it will be troublesome if it is someone we don't know about. So, to be on the safe side, implant it. This is better. For the others, they couldn't guarantee that each other's mouths would be reliable, but Song Yunan definitely could. Zhang Ziyu was the main culprit for Song Yunan's fate, but the mastermind behind that place also played a major role. If Song Yunan's hatred for Zhang Ziyu was ranked first, then his hatred for the mastermind behind the scenes would definitely be ranked second. The mastermind behind the scenes allowed Song Yunan to be there and broke the 2-year rule, probably with the purpose of slowly torturing him. After all, she has a greater use. Hospital. After Song Yunan listened to what Ren Ran said, there was a fluctuation in Song Yunan's dull eyes. You mean, the boss behind that place is actually the one who dominates everything? You and I are his pawns to absorb luck. Yes, Ren Ran briefly told the other party about his affairs. Song Yunan was frightened when he heard this, with a look of surprise on his face. I see. No wonder she couldn't die even if she wanted to. It turned out that she still had such value. What do you want to do? Implanting the latest technological products in your arm, we can locate your position at any time. Is he going to take action? Song Yunan was very keen. Right. Good. With Fu Yan's cover in the hospital and the power of the Shen family, it was easy and silent to implant the positioning crystal in Song Yunan's arm. After recuperating at home for a few days, school started. This time, Ren Ran lived directly off campus. On the first day of class after the holiday, she saw her old friends. Ran 11 Yoon rushed forward and hugged her. Thank you. I should say sorry. 11 Yoon shook her head. She wanted to target you and drag us into the water. This is not your fault. You told others before not to blame others' mistakes on yourself. You didn't do it yourself. Ren Ran laughed. Here, this is the gift my parents asked me to bring you. It's not expensive. It's our own specialty. You must accept it. 11 Yoon blocked her words in advance, and Ren Ran could only accept it with a smile. Thank uncle and aunt for me. They should thank you. They are very satisfied with the job you introduced to them. You are thanking the wrong person. I am just introducing them. It is the uncle and aunt's strong ability that will keep them. 11 June is not a naive person. She really believes such words. The introduction of the eldest daughter of the Shen family will be treated preferentially by those companies. No matter what, I have to thank you. I will treat you tonight. Let's go out for a meal. Okay. 11 June saw Yumian. Yumian walked towards them and looked at Ren Ran. Ran Ran, are you really not going back to the dormitory? 11 June also looked at her. Ren Ran smiled and waved her hand. No. She knew what Yumian was thinking, and walked up to her and put her arm around her. Don't think too much. Living outside is the decision of my family. They are worried about me. Let's go out for a good meal. Xiao Jun will treat us today. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo Shi Mo Yet. Chapter 352. Zhang family. Zhang Bingrong hung up the strange phone call, and before he put down the phone, the number called again. This time Zhang Bingrong picked up the phone. Mr. Zhang, this is Xiao. The expression on Zhang Bingrong's face changed instantly, and his body straightened unconsciously. Xiao, where have you been during this period? Mr. Zhang, don't let your people chase me. If you force me again, believe it or not, I will put all your things on the internet. Zhang Bingrong didn't worry about anything, the only thing he was worried about was what he did 20 years ago. Once Shen Jingzi knew about it, the consequences would be disastrous. Zhang Bingrong didn't think she would call him for no reason. Tell me, what do you want? I want money, a lot of money. How much? 80 million. Give it to you, and you can't take it away, Zhang Bingrong said. Don't worry about whether I can take it away. Okay, tell me how to give you money, how to take things away. Zhang Bingrong looked at the hung-up phone and laughed out of anger. He called back directly, but the phone was turned off. This woman is a kidnapper. She must have watched too many TV dramas. He pressed the internal phone, waited for someone to come in, and handed the previous number to the other party. Check this number. The result of the query came out quickly. Boss, the phone number is an anonymous card. Zhang Bingrong pondered for a moment. Let the people below check if there is anyone in the latest black market who has opened a foreign account. Okay. The assistant left, and Zhang Bingrong suddenly stopped worrying. Since the other party has a request, they will definitely continue to contact him. A few hours later, the assistant hurried over. Boss found out that just a few days ago, a couple came to apply for a special card in a sneaky way. Both of them wore masks and baseball caps and disguised themselves. After Lao Shuqiang's identification, the woman is most likely Xing Ziao, who we are looking for. Lao Shuqiang saw that the other party was a novice, and asked for a handling fee of 200,000 yuan. The couple agreed immediately. This is the card number. The assistant handed over the card number. Tell Lao Shuqiang to find the person who applied for this card number. Okay. In the evening, another call came in from an unfamiliar number. This time Zhang Bingrong did not hang up, but he did not pick up the phone immediately. When it rang for almost a minute, he slowly picked it up. As soon as the call was connected, Xing Ziao's voice came from the other end of the phone. Come with 1 million in cash tomorrow, and prepare the rest of the money. Okay, give me the address. I'll tell you how to get there tomorrow. The next day, Zhang Bingrong waited for a whole day until the evening before he received a call. After hearing a bunch of warning nonsense from them, he started to get to the point. Where are you going? Go to the East 3rd Ring Road, and I'll call you when you get there. Don't play tricks. Before Zhang Bingrong could speak, the other party hung up the phone again. Halfway through the car, the voice of a subordinate came from the headset. Boss, there is a car following us. Do we need to control the other party? Hold still. As soon as the car arrived near the East 3rd Ring Road, the phone rang again. After a long circle, the car drove out of the Beijing Circle and headed towards Tianjin. Noticing this direction, Zhang Bingrong immediately guessed their purpose and immediately contacted the people below and ordered them to explore the port near Tianjin. This time, the people below did not respond for a long time, and the car had arrived at the port as Xing Ziao said. Zhang Bingrong started the transaction according to the other party's request. At this time, Zhang Bingrong did not know that his every move was being monitored. Ren Ran and Luo Li sat on Shen Jingzi's left and right. This cheap dad would give them a lesson whenever he got the chance. 1. Cultivate their knowledge. 2. Cultivate their experience. 3. Let them understand what is sinister in the human heart. Listen more, watch more, and think more, Shen Jingzi said to the two. The transaction below was just like what happened in a movie. Both parties were on guard and exchanged money and goods, but something unexpected happened soon. Gunshots rang out, and Xing Ziao and her lover fled in a panic. Both were shot and fell into the sea. Zhang Bingrong stood on the beach, staring coldly at the sea, his eyes gloomy. 2 idiots. Boss, this is the phone they dropped. Find someone to crack it? At this time, the people who had been waiting in the sea swam to the two and put oxygen masks on them. The three people in the monitoring room stood up. Let's go and take a look. The three stood up and went to the lobby downstairs. Seeing Xiao and her lover had been rescued on the yacht. Seeing Xiao looked at the man beside her, thank you. If he hadn't blocked her, she would have died long ago. This is what I should do. When several people saw Shen Jingzi and the other two, they all looked at them. How is it? Shen Jingzi looked at the subordinate who played Seeing Xiao's boyfriend. Boss, it's okay, I just got a graze on my arm. Take good care of it. Yes. Seeing Xiao asked timidly, he won't cause me trouble again in the future, right? Yes, no, I will send someone to send you abroad tomorrow. You will stay abroad for a while. If you like staying abroad, you can also settle there. I will give you a sum of money, enough for you to live there. Thank you. You deserve it. On the other side, Zhang Bingrong looked at the decrypted information below, and the corners of his lips rose. Boss, we have found the backups in their hiding place. The backups on the internet have also been found. Well done. Destroy them all. Yes. These two idiots. If she doesn't show up and doesn't contact. In the vast sea of people, he really can't do anything to her. Once she shows up, he is not afraid of her tricks. Her means and tricks are completely insignificant in front of him. After solving this matter, Zhang Bingrong can finally put down the huge stone that has been weighing on his heart. The phone vibrated slightly. Zhang Bingrong picked up the phone and took a look, and the smile on the corners of his lips became more and more intense. When spring is warm and flowers are blooming, everything is revived. Ren, the club has a stargazing activity, which will be on the weekend. The president said that no one is allowed to take leave. This is the first activity of the club in the new year. Ren made an okay gesture to the vice president. After returning home, Shen Jingzi sat on the sofa, reading the newspaper. Seeing her coming back, he put down the newspaper in his hand. The Zhang family has taken action. You should pay attention in the next 2 days. Ren immediately thought of the club activities. Dad, our club has an activity this weekend. At this moment, Luo Li pushed the door open and heard her sister's words. She smiled and said, Sister, this is not a coincidence. Our club also has an activity. Shen Jingzi and Ren looked at each other. Luo Li was slow to react. Seeing that the expressions of the two of them were not right, she couldn't help asking, is there something wrong? Small theater. Beizai, I feel like I can write a lot longer before I can get to the end. Distressed J page. Moye scratched his head, damn it. Why is it not the end of the month yet? Crazage page, I have no plot to write. Moye, try hard and try to write until the end of the month, all for full attendance. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Moye. Chapter 353. Ren called him over. Luo Li sat down obediently and asked for advice humbly. It's time to start taking action over there. Luo Li understood instantly and said nervously, Sister, you don't want to go to this club. Ren shook his head and said, Go, you have to go. If you don't go, then you will only alert the enemy. You will never know who is hiding behind it, and you won't be able to catch him. But only one can be a thief for 1,000 days, but one can guard against thieves for 1,000 days. He understood this truth, but he was just worried. Ren reminded, there should be danger on your side too. She looked at the cheap dad again. I guess the other party is likely to use the method of diverting the tiger away from the mountain to let you focus on Luo Li, and then attack me. Me? Luo Li looked at his father. Dad, if this is really the case, You should focus on your sister. I am a boy, and I can solve some things. Shen Jingzi patted his son on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, Dad will make arrangements." Ren Ran patted him on the other shoulder. "If you don't get into the tiger's den, you won't get the tiger's cubs. If you want to get their criminal evidence, you have to do this. Bring that person to justice, and we can rest easy in the future. It feels bad to be constantly thinking about a venomous snake. Grandpa wants you to go back to the old house for dinner." Shen Jingzi changed the topic. "Let's go." As soon as the three of them returned to the Shen family's old house, many people had gathered in the old house, including Shen Qian's family. As soon as Mr. Shen saw Ren Ran and the two of them, he waved quickly, "Quickly, sit down next to Grandpa." "Grandpa," the two siblings called out obediently, second uncle, brother." The two shouted one by one. "Of course, Luo Li, sit down quickly. It's getting late, you should be hungry." "Fine. I had some snacks on the way," Luo Li replied honestly. Mr. Shen smiled and ordered, "Let's have dinner." Many of the dishes on the table are the favorites of the two siblings. In terms of many details, neither father nor grandfather would say anything nice, but would only focus on the details. Both siblings understood it and took it to heart. After the meal, Mr. Shen took Luo Li's hand and looked at Ren Ran. "Do you have any plans for this summer vacation?" "Grandpa, school has just started, and it's still early for summer vacation. It's getting late, get ready in advance. The time you spend with your dad is too short. If Grandpa thinks you have any plans for the summer vacation, you might as well bring your dad and your mom." The siblings were silent for 2 seconds. Regarding matters between parents, I will not get involved or interfere. She didn't like anyone who would wrong her for them. She and her brother are both adults and do not need a so-called complete family to grow up healthily. I'll ask them then. Mr. Shen nodded repeatedly. Capital University. On Friday evening, Ren Ran arrived at the meeting point with his photography equipment. The president was taking roll call. After everyone arrived, everyone got on the bus and headed to the destination of this gathering. This club activity is in a mountainous area, some distance from Beijing. The theme of this shooting is spring. We will stay in the mountains for 2 days and 2 nights. During this period, the only thing you have to pay attention to is not only your personal safety, but also the safety of your own property. By the way, it is best to be in groups of 3. At least 2 people are required. Everyone shoots different things and looks for different inspirations. Of course, it's not possible to gather them all together. A group of several people is the most flexible and can ensure safety. The president said a lot of things to pay attention to, and many people have trouble getting it in one ear and out the other. Arriving at the reserved villa, Ren Ran stayed in the same room as sophomore senior sister Jo. "Ren Ran, what are you going to shoot?" "Wait until we go into the mountains tomorrow to find inspiration." Sister Jo smiled and said, "I guess many people must take photos of the sprouts that have just sprouted, but I think it is too ordinary. I have to take a different one that better reflects the theme of spring. Ren Ran, shall we work in pairs tomorrow?" Senior sister Jo made an invitation. "Okay." The night was uneventful, but Ren Ran never dared to sleep too deeply. The next day, Ren Ran and sister Jo went into the mountains to look for inspiration for their photography. "Let's search around here first. If there's nothing there, we'll change places," senior sister Jo said. Okay, Ren Ran didn't object. The two of them stood apart for a while, and although they seemed to be looking for inspiration through the lens, they were actually observing the surroundings to see if there was anyone suspicious. Throughout the whole day, nothing happened. When the two returned to the villa, senior sister Jo noticed her exhaustion and said, "Don't be stressed, there is still time tomorrow. It's just a daily activity, don't pay too much attention." Knowing that she had misunderstood, Ren Ran didn't explain and nodded with a smile. After dinner, there was a bonfire in the evening, a group of young people sang and drank, and the atmosphere suddenly became lively. Ren Ran pretended to be drunk and was carried into the room early. Senior Sister Joe patted her cheek but did not move. A member next to him smiled and said, "You're really drunk." "Let's go." Senior Sister Joe covered her with a quilt and left with her companions. After they left, Ren Ran opened his eyes. His eyes were clear and not at all drunk. The phone on his side was vibrating slightly. Song Lian's call. "Miss Song Yunan, Zhang Ziyu and the others are missing, and several others have also disappeared one after another. You should be careful." "Yes." She had just hung up the phone when she heard footsteps outside. She immediately closed her eyes and pretended to sleep. Soon the door was opened, and two men dressed as waiters walked into the room, walked cautiously towards Ren Ran, made tentative sounds, and pushed her, but she did not see any signs of waking up again. "What are you doing?" Just to be safe, the man took out a towel mixed with medicine and covered Ren Ran's mouth and nose. When the towel was against her face, she held her breath to fight it, but she still inhaled some of it more or less. She could clearly feel that the other party took her out of the room and threw her into the back seat of the car. At first, she was still quite sober, but later the effect of the medicine came on, and she gradually became drowsy and lost consciousness. At the same time, a fire broke out in the villa in the second half of the night, several students were burned, and one person died, and this person was the drunken Ren Ran. When Ren Ran woke up again, she was already in a completely unfamiliar place. She opened her eyes, and the glaring light made her squint slightly in discomfort. After adapting to the light, she could see the surrounding environment clearly, and at the same time she realized that her body was tied to a pillar. Opposite her, there was also a person tied up. This person was none other than Zhang Ziyu, and the person tied to her right was Song Yunan, and on her left was a girl she didn't know, and on the other side of them were two boys. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, Mo She Mo Yet. Chapter 354. 5 pairs, 10 people, tied to the cylinders. Ren Ran looked at them one by one. The pair of Shi Ying and Kong Lian, who were supposed to be on the left, had been replaced by people who were not on the list. The people on his side woke up one after another, and everyone was shocked when they found themselves tied up. "Why am I here? Help! What are you doing?" The girl on the left looked confused, and when she saw Ren Ran, it was like seeing a relative. "Ren Ran. Who are you?" "I'm your brother's fan, my name is Cheng Xiangtong." "Hello." The boy opposite Cheng Xiangtong reminded, "Beauty, this is not a fan meeting, you should pay attention to your situation." Cheng Xiangtong sighed, "Isn't it obvious? We have been kidnapped, and the other party wants to do something illegal to us. There is plenty of time to worry and be afraid." A boy on their side heard Cheng Xiangtong's words and couldn't help but complain, "Why did you kidnap me? I have no money, and my whole life is unlucky. What do the kidnappers want?" Another boy was much calmer and still had the mind to tease, "It's because you are unlucky that you are kidnapped. If you are not unlucky, you may not have anything to do with you." "Boy." The boy wanted to raise a thumbs up to the other party, but his hands were tied. "Brother, what do you think?" The calm boy observed carefully and said to everyone, "The carving under our feet seems to be a Taoist formation." Everyone bowed their heads when they heard it. "It really is. Although I can't understand it, it doesn't look like Buddhist Sanskrit, but Taoist runes. What is this for?" The unlucky boy reacted quickly, "Are you going to sacrifice us to the gods?" Everyone was silent after this. This answer seems unreliable, but it sounds the most reliable and most in line with the current situation. Cheng Xiangtong's face turned pale with fear. "No way. My luck is so bad, am I not qualified to sacrifice me to the gods?" Yes, I'm so unlucky, Aren't you afraid that God will dislike me if I'm sacrificed to the gods? The unlucky boy had a bitter face. Ren Ran said, "Wrong, you are very qualified." Everyone looked at her in unison. "Don't be surprised, our fates are all very good." Ren Ran's eyes swept over the four people to tell them who she was referring to. "Impossible," the unlucky boy was the first to jump out and refute. "He is so unlucky, it is considered a good fate, then there is no good fate in the world." Cheng Xiangtong also shook her head. "Sister Ren Ran, you must have made a mistake." Except for Ren Ran, who seemed to be living well, everyone else seemed to be living an ordinary life, and some even looked miserable. If we talk about good fate, I think the five people opposite have good fate. When she saw the pale, bruised and swollen Zhang Ziyu, she paused. Four people seemed to have good fate. The four people whose names were called had a guilty look on their faces. "Let me ask you a question, was your life good before?" "Yes, but it wasn't good 2 years ago. My family was 5 years ago." Cheng Xiangtong thought for a while. "My family's industry plummeted 6 years ago, and finally went bankrupt and was heavily in debt. Before the bankruptcy, our family was one of the largest families in the local area." After the three of them finished speaking, they all realized that something was wrong. Seeing that they all realized something was wrong, Ren Ran spoke calmly. "The reason you became like this is because someone stole your fate and took away your luck, which led to your current situation." The unlucky boy was furious. Which bastard stole my luck? I told you, I was so lucky before, why did I suddenly become unlucky and everything went wrong? Someone is behind this. Sister Ren Ran, is the person who tied us here." The three of them looked at her, eager to learn. Ren Ran shook her head and nodded. "Yes, but no, your luck has been changed. The person who did it is the one who tied us here, but now your fate is with the person opposite you." Song Yunan and the other four raised their eyes and looked at the person opposite them. The person opposite immediately refuted. "Nonsense, nonsense. You don't really believe what this woman said, do you? Change fate, there is no such thing in the world." The calm boy stared coldly at the boy opposite him. "She is right. Shenggu, since my family fell into decline, your family has been thriving. Even our fortunes have been reversed." "Bullshit. It was your family who made a mistake and stepped into a pit. Don't put the shit pot on my head." Zhang Ziyu, who had been silent all the time, suddenly raised his head and stared at Ren Ran. "You already knew that I was targeting you, not because of the rumors outside, but because I was jealous of you." "Yes. When did you know?" "When you made your first move, I was 70% sure. When you made your second move, I was sure it was you." The four people who originally wanted to deny it flatly stopped directly after hearing the conversation between the two of them. "You thieves! You will be punished for doing this." Faced with their curses, the people on the opposite side ignored them. Ren Ran stopped them from cursing. "Now we should think about the purpose of the people who tied us here." "Do you know something?" Cheng Xiangtong asked. Ren Ran raised her eyes and looked around. The person behind the scenes must be hiding behind and watching everything here. When she was about to speak, the door opened. Several burly men dragged a person into the house. Ren Ran and Zhang Ziyu were dumbfounded when they saw the man. Second brother, Zhang Ziyu was surprised. "Zhang Sufeng." Ren Ran was no less surprised than her. Zhang Sufeng was firmly fixed by the burly man, and he lay in the center of the formation. After doing all this, the man woke Zhang Sufeng up. Zhang Sufeng opened his eyes, and the confusion in his eyes gradually became clearer, although his mind returned. He looked at the people tied to the pillars around him in surprise, especially when he saw Ren Ran and Zhang Ziyu. They were stunned. "Why are you here?" He wanted to get up, but found that he was firmly fixed to the ground. "Don't struggle, you can't get away." "What's going on?" Ren Ran raised his eyes and looked in the direction of the monitor. Uncle Jiang, I really didn't expect you to be so cruel and kill your own son. As his voice fell, the hidden secret door slowly opened. Two people walked out, one of whom was Zhang Bingrong. Ren Ran looked past Zhang Bingrong and looked at the other person. Small theater. Oh yeah, my dear ladies, how do you watch it? If you think it's okay, give me a reward. Oh yeah, it's about to end, give me a reward before leaving. Carrot. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 355. The man was wearing a mask, tall and slender, wearing a long gown, and had an elegant temperament, but this skin still couldn't cover up his ambition and cruelty. Ren Ran's eyes were fixed on the man wearing a mask. This figure was very familiar, as if he had seen it somewhere, but he couldn't remember who it was for a moment. Zhang Sufeng was shocked and angry when he saw his father. Dad, what are you doing? Let me go quickly. Don't struggle, your dad will never let you go, Ren Ran said. Zhang Sufeng ignored Ren Ran's words. Dad. What are you doing? Although he didn't know what his father was going to do, it was definitely not a simple matter to see the scene in front of him. Zhang Bingrong ignored him and his eyes fell on Ren Ran. How did you guess it was me? Because I am Shen Jingzi's daughter. Zhang Bingrong was stunned and laughed. It's true that you are very similar to your father, just as arrogant and crazy. You're flattering. What are you going to do by tying all of us to the formation? The unlucky boy asked loudly. Zhang Bingrong didn't even look at the other person, but smiled at Ren Ran. You're not very smart, you might as well talk to them. Since Uncle Zhang said so, then I'll show my ugliness. What people pursue in this life is nothing more than fame, wealth, money, power, and beauty. You already have power and money, so what you want is to take the family foundation to the next level. The Zhang family is one of the 8 major families, but the 8 major families also have rankings and contempt chains. The Zhang family is a family at the bottom, and has always been suppressed by the previous families. Once a person reaches a certain position, he will want to go further. Desires are infinitely magnified little by little. You tied us here, just to use evil magic to extract our luck, to consolidate your Zhang family's money and power, and satisfy your selfish desires. Am I right? Pa. Zhang Bingrong raised his hands and applauded, which was considered to agree with her words. I really didn't expect that you would sacrifice your son for money and power. Are you sure that this kind of evil magic that requires the lives of your loved ones can really consolidate your money and power? Dad, is she telling the truth? With Zhang Sufeng's intelligence, how could he not guess, but he still didn't want to believe it. He wanted to hear his father's words in person. Zhang Bingrong walked in front of him, squatted down, and gently stroked his face. Son, this is all for the family. Your sacrifice will always be remembered by the family. Zhang Ziyu looked at the scene and suddenly laughed. So you are just like this in his heart. Zhang Bingrong, you are a selfish and hypocritical person. Zhang Bingrong frowned and winked at the people below. She can't die now, but it doesn't mean that she can't be touched. The people below walked in front of Zhang Ziyu, opened their bows left and right, and loud slaps fell one after another. After 10 slaps, Zhang Ziyu's cheeks were red and slightly swollen. The other people who were tied up were so scared that they dared not speak. Zhang Sufeng ignored him, staring at his father with red eyes, and shouted angrily, Dad, you are crazy, you believe this kind of thing. Why don't you believe it? Zhang Bingrong glanced at the people present. I have seen that kind of power in these experimental products. Everyone was angry when they heard this. You ruined our lives for your experiment, aren't you afraid of retribution? Song Yunan's voice was cold, and he was full of anger with nowhere to go. Zhang Bingrong sneered, retribution? Don't worry, they will bear it. He looked at where Zhang Ziyu was. The 5 people heard this and widened their eyes. You have all been deceived and become their pawns. You think you can take someone else's good life, but don't think about how there is such a cheap good thing in the world, Ren Ran said to the 5 people, and at the same time reminded Zhang Bingrong. Zhang Bingrong didn't care about the hatred of everyone towards him. He turned to look at the master who had been silent. Master, it's time to start. There was no movement yet, and Ren Ran didn't know whether his father and the others had arrived. In the uncertain situation, he could only try to delay for a while. Before the master opened his mouth, Ren Ran said first, Zhang Bingrong, do you think you are the winner? You are just someone's pawn. A low and hoarse voice spoke faintly, too noisy, shut their mouths. Ren Ran continued to speak anxiously, you dare not let me continue, because I said what you are thinking, right? Zhang Bingrong, you are the head of the family, don't you even have this little judgment? At this time, someone came over to shut Ren Ran's mouth. Zhang Sufeng followed and said, Dad, don't be fooled. This person is hiding his head and tail, and he must have bad intentions. Ren Ran is right. If he is not guilty, what is he afraid of? Zhang Bingrong was silent for a second, waved his hand, and the man stepped aside. The master looked at Zhang Bingrong, do you believe them? Zhang Bingrong smiled and said, no, but I want to hear what kind of flower Shen Jingzi's daughter can say. He smiled and stared at the master without blinking. This time the master said nothing and stood quietly aside. Ren Ran breathed a sigh of relief. Go ahead. Zhang Bingrong narrowed his eyes slightly. Since I knew that my fate was replaced by someone, I have been very interested in metaphysics and numerology. I have read many books on this subject and have studied and collected many formations and runes. Coincidentally, I saw the formation under our feet in an ancient book. The formation under our feet is called the 10 Absolute Formation. This 10 Absolute Formation is different from the one you know. This 10 Absolute Formation is improved, and it can also be said to be a branch of the 10 Absolute Formation. The purpose of this formation is to absorb luck and add to the body of the caster to achieve the effect of strengthening the body and prolonging life. Ren Ran was talking nonsense in a serious manner, but there was some truth in this nonsense. Only by mixing truth and falsehood can you confuse your opponent. This is not a formation that will make your family prosperous and move to a higher level. You have been deceived. You have been used by him. He uses your hand and your power to do his own things. You are a chess piece in his hand. Pa, pa, pa. Applause rang out, and the master laughed strangely. You are very eloquent and your ability to talk nonsense is also first class. You know best whether it is true or false. Zhang Sufeng said, Ren Ran's words are reasonable. Dad, you must not be used by others. If he is really so honest, would he dare to take off the mask? Hiding behind the mask, I am afraid there are secrets that cannot be told. Zhang Bingrong also wanted to see the face behind the mask, but thinking of the agreement between him and the other party, Master, look. The master did not defend himself, but only said one sentence, you won't believe the words of a yellow-mouthed child. Warm Ti. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 356. Dad, you see, he is guilty. He is just using you. Zhang Bingrong smiled, Master, I trust you so much, you should trust me for once. Mr. Zhang, are you going to break the contract? We have a gentleman's agreement. The other party's refusal made Zhang Bingrong, who was already suspicious, even more worried. He didn't want to make things easier for others. In that case, let's just forget about this matter. Zhang Bingrong took a step back to test the other party's bottom line. Are you sure? Today is the best time. If you miss it, you have to wait for the next round. My Zhang family can wait. Okay. Before he finished speaking, the master raised his hand and pointed a black gun at Zhang Bingrong. Zhang Bingrong was shocked and reacted quickly. Bang! With a loud bang, Zhang Bingrong avoided the vital point and was shot in the shoulder blade, bleeding profusely. This change, not to mention Zhang Bingrong, Ren Ran and the others did not expect it. Ren Ran looked at the person behind the scenes in astonishment. She really did not expect that the other party would start a fight over a disagreement. Normal logic should not be to prove oneself, and then start to fool Zhang Bingrong, and the two of them will have an extreme tug of war. In this way, it can perfectly delay time and buy time for Dad and the others. But unexpectedly, the person behind the scenes did not give them any chance. Zhang Bingrong's people drew their guns and aimed at the master. The next moment, the sound of bang 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 of gunfire rang out. The person who fell was not the person behind the scenes, but Zhang Bingrong's people. Those who reacted slowly all died, and only a very few reacted quickly, hurriedly avoided, and looked for opportunities to fight back. Zhang Bingrong fled in a panic and hid behind a pillar. This scene happened too fast, so fast that Ren Ran and others did not react. The master said to the people below, "Don't hurt other people." Zhang Bingrong touched the back of one of the boys and put the knife against his neck. "Put down the gun, otherwise, I will kill him." "It doesn't matter, I have a substitute." Zhang Bingrong gritted his teeth, "You are really using me." "It's not about using, just taking what you need. If you have firm beliefs, there is no need for you and me to fight." Zhang Bingrong has time, but he doesn't have time. He knows Zhang Bingrong's character very well. Once he has doubts, it is not easy to control him. He had a hard time before, but he didn't expect that this guy would be so easily instigated by Ren Ran's words. Killing Zhang Bingrong would be a bit troublesome, without the best puppet, but there is no way, he has to do it. Zhang Bingrong looked at the situation on the field. His people have been at a disadvantage. If he doesn't take action, he will really capsize in the ditch. A hint of cruelty flashed in his eyes, and he started the backhand. With a bang, huge white smoke instantly filled the entire space, and the pungent and spicy smell filled everyone's ears and noses. People tied to the pillars could not cover their mouths and noses with their hands. After inhaling the gas, tears and snot flowed down, and the whole person was uncomfortable with the explosion. "Help, I don't want to die yet. Is there anyone to save me?" The appearance of tear gas bombs made both sides of the battle cover their mouths and noses and hide behind the bunkers. "Zhang Bingrong, I really underestimated you." "Haha, same here." Zhang Bingrong did not dare to show weakness. The master covered his mouth and nose, coughed and shouted in the direction where he was, "I think we can sit down and talk. If we continue to fight, both sides will suffer losses, which will not benefit anyone." Zhang Bingrong covered his nose and retreated. "Take off your mask first, and then we will talk." "Okay." This time the master did not hesitate and agreed. First stabilize the opponent, then there is a chance to attack again. However, he miscalculated one thing, which was Zhang Bingrong's little-known point, cowardice. In the eyes of outsiders, he was a powerful head of the Zhang family, but in fact, he was only powerful in the eyes of outsiders, but he was very timid and cautious inside. His cowardice when he was a child was just well covered up by him. Since all this is fake, then everything here cannot be left. Whether it is people or things. He must ensure that he is the only living person, the only person who knows, and everyone else must die. In this world, only the mouths of the dead are the most reliable. For him, whether the master takes off the mask or not, he has no interest. When the other party replied, Zhang Bingrong went into the secret passage. Before leaving, Zhang Bingrong glanced at his son who was tied in the middle of the formation with guilt, narrowed his eyes, and pressed the destruction device. From the appearance of the tear gas bomb to Zhang Bingrong pressing the destruction device, the whole process took less than a minute. I have taken it off. The master took off the mask. Ren Ran tried hard to open his eyes and see the face through the mist. After seeing the man clearly, he was stunned. Su Changming. Zhang Ziyu and Zhang Sufeng heard the words and looked at Su Changming, their eyes were also incredible. At this time, the people squatting outside were waiting anxiously, and the sudden gunshots from inside made them very uneasy. Did it break through? Just one last point. The technician's fingers kept tapping on the keyboard. Ding. With this sound, everyone was relieved. Success. You can enter the venue. Move. With an order, the large force that had been prepared for a long time was ready to break the door. At this moment, a huge roar sounded, accompanied by flames that shot into the sky. Shen Jingzi and others who were sitting on the periphery suddenly stood up and walked quickly out of the temporary command center. When everyone was shocked by this huge change, Shen Jingzi rushed over and shouted, "Hurry and save people." This cry woke up everyone present. A group of people rushed into the fire scene. The special operations team members who were at the forefront began to search for the hostages as soon as they entered. Ran Ran. Ren Ran was stunned by the huge shock wave, woken up by the burning pain of the flames, and opened his eyes with difficulty. In front of him was the light of the sky, and he heard his father's voice in a trance. She spoke with difficulty, her vocal cords damaged by the tear gas, and her voice became hoarse. "Here. I'm here." She struggled to respond over and over again, her voice showing signs of fainting again as she lost strength. Shen Jingzi heard it and rushed over following the sound to put out the flames that started to rise on her body. After seeing her father, the strength that Ren Ran had been supporting could no longer sustain her consciousness. She said with difficulty, Su Changming, catch him." After saying this, Ren Ran could no longer hold on and passed out completely. Ran Ran. Shen Jingzi felt her pulse and immediately left with her on his back. The medical staff waiting outside, as well as Luo Li and others, eagerly stepped forward when they saw Ren Ran being carried out. "Everyone get out of the way." The medical staff carried the person onto a stretcher and sent him to the ambulance. Luo Li, Song Lian, and others followed him away, but Gao Ying stayed. She still had to complete the tasks assigned by the little lady. As the trapped people were rescued one by one, there were fewer and fewer people in the fire scene. After Gao Ying identified them one by one, Song Yunan was the only one missing. "What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her." Author, Mo Shi Mo Yet. Chapter 357. There are still people inside. Gao Ying grabbed the command center anxiously. Song Yunan has not been rescued yet. In the fire scene, Song Yunan walked towards the opposite position step by step. She seemed not to feel the burning flames and the burning coming towards her face. She walked towards Zhang Ziyu step by step with firm steps. At this time, Zhang Ziyu was unconscious. Song Yunan grabbed her hair, took a sharp wooden splinter from the side, and stabbed it into her ear fiercely. Ah! The severe pain woke Zhang Ziyu up. After waking up, Zhang Ziyu immediately felt the burning around her and Song Yunan in front of her who seemed to have come from hell. "What do you want to do?" Zhang Ziyu wanted to run, but she found that her legs were pressed by the fallen pillars, and she couldn't move at all, let alone move away. The flames on the pillars had begun to wrap around her and were swallowing her bit by bit. When Song Yunan was about to take action again, a voice came in. "Is there anyone else?" Zhang Ziyu wanted to open her mouth, but Song Yunan covered her mouth. "Woo woo woo." She struggled constantly, but it was useless. Song Yunan tore off his clothes and stuffed them directly into her mouth, blocking her mouth tightly. "Just wait for death here slowly." Woo woo woo. The strong desire to survive made her struggle constantly, with tears in her eyes, and her eyes seemed to say, you don't want me to live. Song Yunan understood, and the corners of his lips rose, send you out and let you live safely in prison? Oh, that's too cheap for you. I want you to stay awake and watch yourself being swallowed by the flames bit by bit. She wanted her to live, but this matter had alarmed the relevant departments. Zhang Xiao's affairs could not be concealed for a few days. At that time, she would be tried and imprisoned to continue living. But how could that be possible? She would never allow her to enter the prison to enjoy herself. Between the two, she could only choose the latter. Let her die in pain. Is there anyone? The calling voice seemed to be coming this way. Song Yunan did not dare to delay and walked towards the direction of the voice. There are people here. The rescuer immediately carried her on his back after seeing her miserable condition. Hold on, we'll be out soon. Song Yunan saw the other rescuer was going to the direction where Zhang Xiao was, and said with difficulty, there's no one there, I'm alone. The rescuer retracted his feet and searched in other directions. They were the last batch of searchers, and the next batch of people could not enter. The fire was too big, and the probability of a second landslide was very high. Gao Ying, who had been anxiously waiting outside, relaxed a little when she saw that it was Song Yunan who was seriously injured, and then began to worry about her injuries again. Gao Ying followed the ambulance. When Ren Ran woke up, she was already in the hospital. As soon as she opened her eyes, 1, 2, 3, 4 heads appeared in front of her, and everyone's face was full of concern. Ran Ran, how do you feel? Sister, are you feeling uncomfortable? God of wealth, you are finally awake. Miss. Ren Ran smiled at everyone, and found that her throat was very hoarse as soon as she opened her mouth. Drink some water to moisten your throat. Luo Li fed it to her mouth. The water passed through her throat, and the discomfort was slightly relieved. Has Su Changming been caught? This is the question she cares about most. Don't worry, he has been caught. When the rescuers found him, he had fainted, and they took him down without any effort, Gao Ying said. Where is Zhang Bingrong? Zhang Bingrong escaped, but a wanted order has been issued, and I believe he will be caught soon. At the same time, at the scene where Zhang Bingrong was arrested, an ordinary courtyard was surrounded by armed police with live ammunition. Zhang Bingrong, come out, we know you are inside. There was no movement inside, and no one responded. After a period of stalemate, the command center had a countermeasure. With a trick of making a feint to the east and attacking in the west, they successfully broke into the house, and soon gunshots were heard from inside. After a few gunshots, Zhang Bingrong was escorted out by the armed police with a look of embarrassment. His clothes were wrinkled, his beard was untidy, and he was no longer as dignified as before. He was as embarrassed as a dog that had lost its home. Shen Jingzi walked forward. Isn't the Zhang family big enough? Can't it satisfy your appetite? Zhang Bingrong sneered, what do you think? Shen Jingzi had nothing to say about this. I don't think I have done anything wrong to you. Why did you want to hurt me back then? Zhang Bingrong's pupils slightly opened, and then he was relieved. He looked at his wife behind the crowd, his eyes full of anger. It's you. Yes, it's me, Mrs. Zhang admitted generously. Why did you do this? Am I not good enough to you? Why did you betray me and the Zhang family? Don't you hate the Shen family? Mrs. Zhang smiled, but the smile was filled with sadness and anger. You are good to me? Do you think I don't know? How did I get together with you back then? If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have separated from him. He was forced to live in a foreign land because of you. Even if he left and went abroad, why didn't you let him go? You know everything. Zhang Bingrong looked at her in shock. Yes, I know, I knew it a long time ago. I knew it not long after you brought Zhang Xiao back. You broke up with the Shen family because of this. Zhang Bingrong quickly thought of the key. Yes. You chose me because I am the only woman of the right age in the Shen family, a child raised by my aunt, and have a good relationship with brother Jingzi and others. You just want to rely on the Shen family to consolidate your position and let the Shen family become your helper. I only regret that I didn't know the truth earlier. If I had known the truth earlier, he would not have gotten his wish. It's a pity that when she knew it, Zhang Bingrong, the insidious villain, had already secured his position as the head of the family by relying on the relationship with the Shen family. You hurt me so much. Have you ever thought about seeing Zhou and Sufeng? Zhang Bingrong didn't feel that he had done anything wrong, but blamed her instead. When her son was mentioned, Mrs. Zhang shouted angrily, "Shut up! You are not qualified to mention them. Even a tiger won't eat its own cubs. You are worse than an animal. What qualifications do you have to mention them?" Shen Jingzi stepped forward and patted her shoulder gently. "There is no need to get angry over such a person. It's not worth it." "Brother, you are right." Mrs. Zhang retracted her gaze and ignored him. Zhang Bingrong was taken into the car. Just before the door closed, he suddenly yelled at Shen Jingzi, "Shen Jingzi, do you know that you are really disgusting and annoying? We are all children from the compound. Why can you easily get everyone's love and praise? Do you know how hypocritical and ridiculous it is to protect me?" The car door closed, isolating the wolfish and dog-hearted words. Shen Jingzi didn't care about him. After all, he was a dying man. As soon as the arrest was successful, the hospital immediately received the news. What should I do if someone takes away my fate? I will just kill her. Author, She Yet. Chapter 358. Miss, I just got the news that Zhang Bingrong has been arrested and brought to justice. What awaits him next is trial. Ren Ran nodded and felt relieved. It's good that they didn't escape. If they were allowed to escape abroad, they would continue to be at large, which is absolutely intolerable. Where is Song Yunan? Miss Song is still alive, but she is severely burned, and even half of her face is destroyed. When Song Yunan was mentioned, everyone felt sorry for this ill-fated girl. Medical care is so advanced now, she can be cured. Luo Li comforted her, fearing that she would be sad. Ren Ran sighed slightly in her heart. It's good to be alive. Where is Zhang Ziyu? She was burned to death. When she was found, she was burnt dry. She deserved her punishment for her many evil deeds, Su Zaiyin said. No one would sympathize with her. Where are Taoist Taixu and the others? Taoist Taixu has contacted many fellow Taoists and is preparing to choose an auspicious day to perform rituals for the other people whose fates are still implicated, and cut off their fate lines. In this accident, except for Zhang Ziyu who had died and the thugs who died in the fight, everyone else survived successfully, but was more or less injured. Their fates are still being absorbed by others. If they are not cut off, they will be a disaster in the future. Seeing her sister worrying about this and that, Luo Li felt very distressed. Sister, don't worry, the people below will take care of these things. You just rest assured and recover from your injuries, and leave the other things to us. Others agreed. Ren Ran surrendered directly. Okay, I won't ask and won't worry. That's good, Luo Li said with a smile. You are disrespectful. Ren Ran smiled and knocked the boy on the chestnut. Luo Li covered her head and dared not speak. Others laughed at this. Intensive care unit. Ren Ran looked at Su Changming in the ICU, with tubes inserted all over his body. She had no pity for him, but only felt hateful. It was too easy for him to lie here like this. The nurse was unaware of the situation and said sympathetically, "This person is also pitiful. He has burns all over his body, his skin is beginning to ulcerate, and he has a terminal illness. He is old and has poor resistance. Living like this is also a living torture. If you visit, you can't stay too long. If you want to say something, say it quickly. Okay. Ren Ran walked in front of Su Changming wearing a special visiting suit. At this time, his eyes were open, and when he heard the movement, his eyes turned to her. Is it painful? The people you killed are more painful than this. You are so easy now. Don't worry, I will let the doctor keep you alive and won't let you die so easily. You have to live well and enjoy the pain of being tortured by illness. Su Changming opened his eyes wide and wanted to say something, but he couldn't say it because there was a tube in his mouth. The sound from the machine alarmed the medical staff. Call Dr. Lin, the patient is dying. Ren Ran stood outside the door and watched the doctor rescue him. A few hours later, the patient was pulled back from the gates of hell. Before leaving, Ren Ran specifically told the doctor that no matter what medicine he used, as long as he could keep him alive, even if it was just one breath, he didn't care about the rest. Sanking Temple. In the dense forest with lush branches and leaves stood a Taoist temple with red walls and green tiles. The moss in the corners of the wall and occasionally some grass struggling to grow, the Taoist temple was quiet and simple. The Taoist temple, which was rarely visited by people, was particularly lively today, and this liveliness was tense and solemn. Ren Ran stood with Cheng Xiangtong and other victims. Several respected Taoist priests in the field had incense tables, Taoist instruments, talismans, and bronze swords in front of them. The birth date of each of them was pressed under the bronze sword. When the talisman burned in the air, the clear sky suddenly darkened. The four Taoist priests did not stop chanting, and suddenly there was a sound. Boom! Cheng Xiangtong and the others were shocked, as if thunder drums were echoing in their ears. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew through the Taoist temple, brushing everyone present. Ren Ran felt her body lighten, and the whole person became relaxed and comfortable. Not only her, but Cheng Xiangtong and others also felt this way. When the sun set, the red glow in the sky was reflected on everyone's face. Some people were relieved, and some were ecstatic. Master, are we all safe now? Taoist Tegzu looked pale and nodded to the man. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master. Everyone thanked him. Sister, you don't have to worry anymore. Luoli happily held her hand. Ren Ran smiled and nodded. The knife that had been hanging on her neck was finally removed, and she could live a normal life. Master, thank you for your hard work for us during this period. It's my duty. Master Tegzu did not take credit for himself, his expression was calm. Qingxian said to everyone, Master and uncles have exhausted their minds today and need to meditate. Your business has been completed, please go down the mountain and go home. Thank you. Everyone said goodbye to the masters one by one. When they reached the foot of the mountain, they got into their own cars and left. Cheng Xiangtong looked at Ren Ran, thank you. Another car stopped beside her, and the window rolled down, thank you. You're welcome. Ren Ran waved goodbye to everyone one by one. After saying goodbye to them, she looked at Song Yunan. What are your plans for the future? Ren Ran tried not to look at her face, but the hideous scars from the burns on her face were so glaring that people could not ignore their existence. Song Yunan didn't care about the scars on his face at all, and said calmly, my parents have sold their assets in China, and we are going to immigrate to live abroad. We may come back in the future, or we may never come back. Ren Ran could understand. It is inevitable that all the unpleasant things in the past will be brought up here. It is also good to leave here and start a new life. Ren Ran, thank you. You're welcome. If you need anything in the future, you can tell me. Yes. Under the setting sun, the two girls hugged each other and said goodbye to each other. This farewell may be forever. Capital Airport. Ren Ran sent Song Yunan away, sent off Taoist Tegzu, Taoist Qingxian, and also sent off Gao Ying and Su Zaiyin. She silently watched the planes soaring into the sky until they disappeared from her sight. Sister, Go home. Yes. She turned her head to look at her brother, and a relieved smile spread across her face. Grandpa, Grandma, Mother, and brother are all still alive. They didn't die because of her. The relatives and friends around her are all fine. They didn't suffer from her bad luck. Everything is fine. Rebirth is to make up for it. Rebirth is also a new life. Walking out of the airport, the bright sunshine sprinkled on her body, warm temperature, warm new life. Ren and Luoli walked side by side to the temporary parking lot. A low-key black Maybach stopped at the intersection. A tall and handsome figure stood beside the car. Dad, Ren walked quickly towards the man. Shen Jingzi looked at them with smiling eyes and said in a low voice, "Daughter, go home." "Yes, go home." The car drove away slowly. The plane that was flying away was shining with golden light in the sun. It was the road to take the wanderers home. For family members. Recalling the time when we first met and parted, now it is finally the day of separation. I know that the spectators are invincible, let alone the wonders of my life. I have seen you twice after 3 years of separation, and I cannot bear to leave you when we meet again. How can we only meet in the mountains? Let's wait for the autumn wine to see the Osman thus. As I grow old, my mood is like water and clouds, and everything has been complicated in recent years. Let's drink a cup of Yangtze River water and read Mr. Mo's writings thousands of miles away. Mo written. The full text is finished. Small theater. Mo the main plot has been completed. Writing more is a burden, a watery article that will ruin the whole book. It is normal for you to feel reluctant to part with it and feel that you are not satisfied with it. When you dislike it, it will be ruined. Therefore, it is responsible to stop at the right time. Mo my dears, if you think it is okay after reading it, remember to give it a 5-star praise. Moo. Mo it's not too late to leave the footprints of a 5-star praise. Oh, mathematical intersection symbol. Mathematical intersection symbol, oh. Mo preview. On August 26th, the new book will set sail. Mo finally, thank you for your reward. Love you.